I am not blaming those who are resolved to rule, only those who show an even greater readiness to submit. We Greeks believe that a man who takes no part in public affairs is not merely lazy, but good for nothing. The growth of the power of Athens, and the alarm which this inspired in Sparta, made war inevitable. You shouldn't feel sorry for the lifestyle you haven't tasted, but for the one you are about to lose. You should punish in the same manner those who commit crimes with those who accuse falsely. Where the rewards for merit are greatest, there are found the best citizens. So little trouble do men take in the search after truth, so readily do they accept whatever comes first to hand. It is from the greatest dangers that the greatest glory is to be won. Few things are brought to a successful issue by impetuous desire, but most by calm and prudent forethought. Mankind apparently find it easier to drive away adversity than to retain prosperity. When tremendous dangers are involved, no one can be blamed for looking to his own interest. It is men who make a city, not walls or ships. Amassing of wealth is an opportunity for good deeds, not hubris. It is frequently a misfortune to have very brilliant men in charge of affairs. They expect too much of ordinary men. Be convinced that to be happy means to be free and that to be free means to be brave. Therefore do not take lightly the perils of war. The strength of an army lies in strict discipline and undeviating obedience to its officers. It is a common mistake in going to war to begin at the wrong end, to act first, and wait for disasters to discuss the matter. The secret of freedom, courage. Contempt for an assailant is best shown by bravery in action. Three of the gravest failings, want of sense, of courage, or of vigilance. Most people, in fact, will not take the trouble in finding out the truth, but are much more inclined to accept the first story they hear. The strong do what they have to do and the weak accept what they have to accept. The secret of happiness is freedom and the secret of freedom is courage. The bravest are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them, glory and danger alike, and yet notwithstanding go out to meet it. Knowledge without understanding is useless. Hope is an expensive commodity. It makes better sense to be prepared. Love of power, operating through greed and through personal ambition, was the cause of all these evils. It is a general rule of human nature that people despise those who treat them well, and look up to those who make no concessions. Self-control is the chief element in self-respect, and respect of self, in turn, is the chief element in courage. Of all manifestations of power, restraint impresses men most. We must remember that one man is much the same as another, and that he is best who is trained in the severest school. Human nature is the one constant through human history. It is always there. We secure our friends not by accepting favors but by doing them. When a man finds a conclusion agreeable, he accepts it without argument, but when he finds it disagreeable, he will bring against it all the forces of logic and reason. Right, as the world goes, is only in question between equals in power, while the strong do what they can and the weak suffer what they must. Ignorance is bold and knowledge reserved. He who graduates the harshest school, succeeds. Happiness depends on being free, and freedom depends on being courageous. History is philosophy teaching by example. Don't confuse meaning with truth. War is a matter not so much of arms as of money. Stories happen to those who tell them. Speculation is carried on in safety, but, when it comes to action, fear causes failure. I dread our own mistakes more than the enemy's intentions. Peace is an armistice in a war that is continuously going on. For men naturally despise those who court them, but respect those who do not give way to them. Hope, danger's comforter. Knowing the secret of happiness to be freedom, and the secret of freedom a brave heart, not idly to stand aside from the enemy's onset. Those who have experienced good and bad luck many times have every reason to be skeptical of successes. The whole earth is the sepulchre of famous men.